Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about weldments. I already created a part file here, but there is nothing in this part file, so I'm going to create a sketch here, and then I'm going to use weldments feature in SolidWorks. Here you can see weldments tab. If you don't see this tab here, right click over here and then go to tabs and enable weldments. First, I'm going to create a sketch, but before that, let me show you the kind of frame that I'm going to create using SolidWorks. So this is the frame which I'm going to create using SolidWorks. Unlike other softwares, you don't have to create multiple parts and assemble them together. In SolidWorks, you can simply create this by using the sketch. So first, I'm going to go to sketch, and then here on top plane, I'm going to draw a rectangle. For this, I'm choosing a center rectangle. So here we have a center rectangle, and here I'm going to give a dimension that is 400 mm, and this is going to be 400 mm. So we are going to go step by step so that it becomes easier to understand. The sketch is fully defined now, and I'm going to exit the sketch. Now, to understand how weldments work, uh, I would like to show you the sections we have in weldments. So the first one we have is 3D sketch, which we are going to explore after this. So as you can see, this is a 2D sketch here. We are going to deal with 3D sketch in the next step. Then we have weldments. So once we start creating some structural member, you can see the weldment option directly in the feature tree. And then we have structural member, then extruder boss or base, and then we have reference. And under reference we have reference geometry, we have plane axis coordinate system, just like we have under features. So I'm going to select structural member here, and as you can see, there is standard and there is type and the size. So under standards we have different standards, that is ANSI, inch, ISO, and BSI, DIN, etc. For now, I'm going to choose ISO. And under type, we have different members. One is angled iron, then there is C channel, we have pipe, and then we have rectangular tube, square beam, and square tube. For this exercise, I'm going to use a square tube. You can try any of the structural member here as a part of your exercise. And under size, I'm going to use 20 by 20 by 2. So the size is chosen, and for groups we have to select the sketch. The first line I'm going to select, and once I select this first line, you can see there is a tube preview here. I'm going to select all the 4 lines. So we have a base here. For better viewing purpose, I'm going to change the background to plain white. And as you can see, we have the base frame, and I'm going to hide the sketch. So we have the base frame here, and I'm going to show the sketch. If you look at the frame, so this part is created. Now I'm going to create this cross members. Usually we add cross members to increase the strength of any frame. Here it is going to serve the same purpose. So here we have the sketch for cross members, but these are construction lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the sketch now. So here I'm going to select this line and remove for construction. The same thing goes with this dotted line. Now the sketch is fully defined again, so I'm going to exit the sketch. Now instead of creating a new square tube, okay, so there are two ways we can create a new square tube, or we can simply edit this particular thing. So right click over here and click on edit feature. Now after clicking on edit feature, now it is the group one is selected. So under group one, if I select this member, you won't be able to see any kind of member here because this is a discontinuous member. So I'm going to create a new group, and I'm going to select this group here, and I'm going to select this line. So once I select this line, you can see a cross member here, and then I'm going to select this line. As you can see, there is no cross member generated in group 2, so I'm going to create another group, which is group 3, and under group 3 I'm going to select this line, and we can see a cross member here. The best thing about SolidWorks is that if you look at this closely, you can see the discontinuity in the members, and also you can see the cuts properly. And even here, the members are aligned in such a way that there is no discontinuity. So if you want to make something like this, and if you just give this drawing to any manufacturer or fabricator, this is how they're gonna do. They will cut this, they'll cut four tubes like this, and then they will weld it here, and then they'll cut a single member like this, and then they will weld this part, and then that there is two more members, and these two members they will weld it here. So this is the sequence of fabrication. So while designing frames, you need to keep this in mind. Now we have the complete base. If you have a look at this picture, we have the complete base now. Now I'm going to create this members. For that, I can't go with a 2D sketch. I need to use a 3D sketch for this purpose. Square tube is disabled, and I'm gonna go with 3D sketch. You can choose 3D sketch from Weldments, or you can go to sketch, and if you click on this drop down here, you can see 3D sketch here. So I'm gonna use Weldments 3D sketch, and here 3D sketch is selected, and here you don't have to select any plane because this is the 3D sketch. You can draw anywhere in the canvas. Now I'm going to choose a line here, and then I'm going to draw a line vertically upwards. If you look at this line, this is going vertically upwards in y direction, but for any reason, if you want to change the direction, you can simply press tab. If you press tab, you can see the plane change to YZ, and if you press tab again, the plane change to ZX, and so which is not actually vertically upward, it is in this direction, and it is in this direction, which is X and Z respectively. But we want it to be vertically upward, so I'm going to press tab again. Now this is in XY, and this is the same profile which we want for the frame. So I'm going to go vertically upward, and then in positive X direction, and then in negative Y direction. Now we have one member here, and I'm going to do the same on this side as well. And here I'm going to draw a line, but if you look at this, it is in XY plane, but we want the line to be in Z plane, I mean Z axis, but that is fine. I'm going to just make it coincidental to this, and the same thing goes on this side. Now this is a straight line, and this is straight line, and these are in Y axis direction, but these lines are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add relation, click on this, and then click on this. So I'm going to click on all these four lines. I'm going to make them equal. So once I make it equal, you can see everything is in y-axis direction, and then this is going to be along z-axis or z-axis, and the same with this one here. We don't have to make them equal because they are actually defined already by as we chosen these points were the starting point. Now I'm going to give them dimension. I just have to give dimension to 1 because we already added a relation saying that they are equal. And now we are left with only one dimension, that is from this point to this point. I'm going to make this something like 250, and the sketch is not fully defined yet because this is not yet defined. So I'm going to add a relation here. This point and this point, they should lie in the same axis, which is along x. Now this line is also at a height of 250 from this point. So now the sketch is fully defined. But if you have a look at this picture, you can see the curves here. So for that purpose, I'm going to add fillet to the sketch. So I'm going to select sketch fillet, and here this is going to be 50, and I'm going to select the edges, click yes, yes again, and then yes. Now we are done with the complete sketch. So I'm going to exit, and then I'm going to roll back this square tube. Now, instead of creating a new square tube, I'm going to right click here and then edit feature. Here, I'm going to add a new group. So for this new group, I'm going to start with this side, and then I'm going to go with this side. Then I'll add this cross members. So you can select this complete curve, and then I'll try to select this one. We'll see if that works. So as you can see, it's not working because there is a discontinuity. So I'm gonna go with another group, and then select this line, I mean this curve, and the curve, and the line. So for now, I'm going to click OK. So now I have some basic structure of the frame that we have built, and it is not yet completed because we don't have this cross members yet. And this cross members we are gonna add now. So I'm going to click on this, I mean right click on this, and then edit feature. Here, I'm going to create a new group again, and then I'm going to select this one, and then this one. Now we have the complete frame here. You can make some changes to the sketches here and then add whatever the cross members you would like to. And instead of square tube, I'll try to change this to a rectangular tube. We'll see how that changes. Rectangular tube, and then the minimum size we have is 50 by 30 by 2.6. So if you have a look at this, there is a rectangular tube with 50 by 30 by 2.6, and it's kind of looking ugly, but you can play around with different profiles we have in SolidWorks. And I'm just going to click cancel because I don't want a rectangular tube here. I just want a square tube. You can also check with the pipe as well. So this is how you can create complex frames using simple sketches in SolidWorks using weldments. Hope you like the video. See you in the next video. In next video, I'm going to cover all the other important topics such as corner treatments, and then mirror profile, alignment, and locate profile as well, which is very important if you are planning to make changes to the frames. Also, we'll have a look at uh, certain features like cut list, because in cut list you can see individual members, and I'll explain how to use these individual members for your drawings and all that. And also we have certain features like end cap, gusset, weld bead, and we have extrude cut, all the other features under weldments which were not enabled earlier, but now as we have a weldments here, these all these features are enabled. So I will explain all this stuff in another video. Till then, see you. Bye bye.